morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I say it up front, man. I say it up front. I'm tired, hungry, horny, and I might bite. But hey, we have stuff to kill. So, now the question. Delirium mixed with this one. It seems like it's working. Yeah. We now have the delirious underworld, man. Yo, that's gonna be fun in like 100% delirious. Yo, my first Chaos Orb! Poggers! Poggers! Dude, my first Chaos Orb. Level 53. I'm rich. I'm actually rich. Look at this bad boy. Yo, it's actually shiny. Yo, first Chaos Orb of 316. Only took 7 hours, man. Holy moly, dude. Now we're gonna get the Exile Orb. Yeah. God damn it! Yes, I clicked it. Maybe I'm Elementalist. I am. Pretty good. Run! Run! Maybe we should flee into the realm. Easy. Get some. What the fuck is wrong with these monsters, man? That's not even funny anymore. Holy shit. Not even the level up saves me, dude. Yo, tornado. Look at this damage, man. That tornado is popping off here. Bam. Easy. +1 crucible slot. Here. That looked cool. From a scale from 1 to 10, I give this a solid 2 on the leveling experience with this character. It took 11 hours and 51 minutes to go through the acts. And I died 48 times due to packet loss, lag, game crashes, and blue screen. But we made it. And no, that's a lie. I'm actually super hyped, man. The build is doing great. I haven't died in like 5 minutes or so. I made a couple chaos. Now we're just rescuing the next chaos. Even though we're gonna die now to the metamorph, but... Boys! 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 Happening! It's happening! Alright, boys, it's time. We got our essence for like 35 chaos. And we got our staff, which has a shit item level, but it has 100% global crit strike chance. And I think this is better just to proc Ellie Overload with fireburst. So, the problem is, please don't be absolute garbage. Please. And if possible, give me an open suffix. No open suffix. And tier 6 cold damage to spells. Well, I guess we're gonna get some fire damage on it. The first Conqueror. Damage looks okay-ish. Crimson Watchstone. There we go. And a chromatic orb, man. Big. Into the Drox. Number 1 of the league, and many, many more to follow. And of justice. Wait, no drops? No Drox? Mr. Al, it's me. We're gonna get a Hunter's Exalted Orb? What do you guys say? Nope. Hey, a Watchstone! Yo, what is this? A Despair on hit ring? God fucking damn it. So, Conqueror number 4. Yo, they changed that layout here.
This is my punishment.
Now, big. Oh wait, oops. Whoops! Just need to check if there is some loot over here, right? Nope. Back to reality. Yeah, look at him. Look at him go. Look at the clans, look at the moves. Yeah, land on the brand. Bam. Challenge. Defeat Conqueror. Defeat Conquerors in style. What is in style? I don't know. Yo, 9 challenges done. Big. Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Holy shit. Today was a very emotional roller coaster. It was actually insane. So I think I'm gonna start with the bad things first and then with the good things, I guess. You've probably seen it in the highlight clips, which was more like a rip collection. I don't know, like, currently I don't know how many rip clips there are. Maybe I'm just gonna, like, throw a bunch of those in a trash can, but... Dude, until I made the swap. So I swapped now to fireburst. We're now fireburst, just to mention that in the first place, right? Until this swap, I think I had over 100 deaths on my character. Even though I think that my character, compared to my other league starters, was actually really tanky. Because now with the revamped Purity of Elements, I got ailment immunity. I got like 3,000 life. I was res capped. And I was dying like 50 times or so until maps. And after that, it was even harder because once I was at maps and I continuously do the league mechanic, I'm currently level 36 here on the league mechanic, so I'm looking pretty decent here, right? That means that I always, when it was full, I was going into. I had maps with the over 100 buffs, but I found out for myself, like, after, like, maybe 70 buffs or something, I should not enter even though my blood vessel is full, because you're just gonna randomly get one shot. It's ridiculous. My skill tree for now is actually the more tanky version, so obviously no cluster jewels yet, so I take these extra points to just stick more and more life into the build. but the items that I'm using, right, they are like utterly top tier garbage. I mean, look at this amulet: 16 intelligence, mana, regen, and 8 life on kill. I mean, the thing is, like, usually my approach to the league is that as soon as I go to mapping, I spend my famous like 1 to 3 chaos, more or less, on PoE trade to get like really good items that are on trade for like life resistance and that kind of things, right? So I really up my defense game, my life, and so on. But the problem was, so I was trying out on yesterday's video the Penance brand Ignite, then I was going to the Armageddon brand, and I sticked with the Armageddon brand. So I sticked with Armageddon brand until maps, I think. But after I hit like T1, Tier 2 maps, right, the damage was so bad. And the big problem that I have is that I don't like the fireball, like the late damage. So as you remember, when I put down a brand, after 1 second, the meteor comes down and starts igniting, right? Since I did not have any investment into cast speed, neither do I have any cast speed on my gear. The same thing if you would, you know, if I say Armageddon brand sucks and people say like, yo, go fireball, right? And I did. The problem is, if you need 1 second delay until your Armageddon brand comes down, or you have like a 0.8 seconds cast time on fireball, it's literally the same. It felt super garbage. And after dying like 100 times, like maybe 3-4 times per map, I really came to a point where I said like, is this what I want to play here? You know, it's really hard. I love my Ignite builds, but at this point, it was so frustrating, and I probably guess you guys gonna agree that this league is insanely rippy. But I still kept on going. I did farm chaos. I think like the best drop that I had was like a divination card for the Astramentis, what sold for like 8 chaos. I just recently sold like a bunch of tainted fusings for a bit. God damn it. Video D&D clear. Hope that works. So I really stick to the plan, and I bought chaos. Yeah, I farmed chaos, and there was no special drop, but at some point I actually had enough to actually afford myself the Essence of Hysteria. I bought the Eclipse Staff for the 100% global critical strike chance to proc my ally overload for fireburst. And then I got this one here, right? We get some cold damage to spells, no open suffix. I cannot craft anything but a bit of percent fire damage. So this is utterly garbage tier, but it is still a 7 link here, right? We have like Deadly Ailments, Ignite Proliferation, Burning Damage, Swift Affliction, Immolate, and Unbound Ailment. So obviously for white tier maps, having a 7 link, a 7 link basically with super trash gear is still actually very, very good. And from that point on, everything changed. I was able, like, when I was playing the Armageddon brand, you know, I went into the Nightmare Realm, and I was just running away from monster, hoping that my Armageddon brand will actually ignite something, and I maybe kill some monsters, right? Once I had fireburst, I was starting to hunt the monster. I was going into the realm, fireburst goes off, I have my Ignite Proliferation, I'm just following the monster, I just want to kill, you know? And that was the point, the game changer, when I then started to have fun in the league, now blasting maps. I already have like 29 completion. I didn't bought any maps, I just like followed with the flow, you know, getting maps, running maps all day long. And it really felt pretty good at this point. One thing I want to mention here, if you're still stuck with the Armageddon brand, or following my league start basically, right, and you probably switched to Fireball or something else, there was one thing that really changed the things, and this was the Flame Slinger. So what I did, I was playing a double Spell Slinger setup. One was with Wave of Conviction, Firewall, Spell Slinger, and the other one was Fireball, Greater Multiple Projectiles, Spell Slinger, and Burning Damage. So I was running this double Spell Slinger setup with a Frenzy trigger, and this was actually 10 times better than any Armageddon brand. I was even linking here my Frenzy with faster attacks, and it really felt good again for having these one-shots. At least like this fast-paced gameplay, right? Just running around, then just using your, what's it called, the Frenzy, proc your Firewall, your Wave of Conviction, getting the exposure, and then hitting them with a Fireball that is empowered through the Flame Wall. So the Fire Slinger was actually the build that started to give me hope that I will be able to farm up those like 35 chaos to the essence, and this is how it worked. Starting with the Armageddon brand, really like frustrated, switching to Fireball. I was trying Arc Ignite, I was trying all kinds of things but it was just terrible. But once I swapped to the flame slinger, then I was like, yo, this works a lot better. I have better clear, everything is good now. Still bad damage, but it was a lot better than Armageddon Brand. Then I started to just respec my couple brand notes, and we are currently level 81 until the way to fireburst. So one thing I want to mention here right away, fireburst does not work with elemental overload. For some reason, I don't know, I personally guess it is a bug, because what LE overload says is skills that have dealt a critical strike in the past 8 seconds deal 40% more elemental damage with hits and ailments. Skills that deal the critical strike. For me, I mean, obviously, there is a new icon, right? There is like some an icon here once you proc LE overload, right? I'm not sure if you can see that once it procs, but if you play LE Overload, you probably get notice that, right? So it works for Stormbrand, it does not work for Herald of Thunder, and it does not work for some reason with Fireburst. So Fireburst is something I cannot show here in my bar, so you might want to think like, yeah, maybe it's still active, but it's just no icon there, right? But no, what I did, I have currently, what is my chance to crit? 12%. And it has a cooldown of 1 second. So what I did, I was mapping having this open. So I'm having this open here just to see if there will if there appears an icon, and I was just mapping like this, you know, for 3 or 4 maps. 1 second cooldown, so every 9 fire bursts should be 1 crit, right? And I was checking this number here. So actually, one I killed recently, it's something like 50k, right? So if I count like a 40% more damage on top, I should probably get like to like 70k or something like that. A big burst of damage, basically, right? And this number never changed. That tells me that Fireburst cannot be supported by LE Overload. And this also means that my staff for the 100% critical strike chance is 100% useless. So there was always the question, do you go a block staff, do you go a bow, or do you go a crit staff? So the thing is like pretty simple. If you get like block or want to go the block route, then definitely go with the bow. It's a more tanky version. The staff is a more damage oriented version, and I choose to go with a crit for LE Overload. Now I find out that the LE Overload does not work for the Fire Burst. That means obviously you should then go for the block staff and then actually take some block notes maybe as well to get some better layers of defense. So good. For the map showcase, we're just gonna chill in and run like any like map that I just have. I don't know, Canyon tier 2 with Beyond. Fizz Reflect, I'm not sure, do I do physical damage? Maybe the Wave of Conviction will do. Yeah, I'm probably gonna kill myself with that. Let me just take any other map. Haunted Mansion tier 4. Not gonna make it too crazy here, right? So you're just gonna see like how the current playstyle looks like with the way I'm playing it right now. And I actually did my first yellow tier map, and now, as I said, now it makes fun. So what I do is just a typical playstyle. I just throw down my Stonebrand, now my LE, like my Herald of Thunder is active, and now I just need to run around and having the good fire burst. I still don't have either the Barracks Respined Ring or the Aberrant's Hooves that will bump up my damage a lot, but I'm about to head off to bed. I do have the currency to buy it, but since all the prices are now falling and falling and falling, like Essence of Hysteria is now I think 25 chaos, I bought it for 35 chaos. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait and just buy it tomorrow for maybe even cheaper, because at the moment I think Barracks Ring is like 30 chaos or so. So it should be cheaper tomorrow when I get up again, right? So now Vessel is full, now I'm just switching into the Nightmare Realm, and now I'm actually running around. I mean, it can still happen that I get one shot. Like these monsters here, there is so many monsters and they are so fucking rippy, but now with this build I actually can run around and actually start killing monsters, not like the other versions that I played before where I'm actually too scared that I instantly die, right? But now, yeah, just running around the good old Fireburst playstyle. As I said, the Ignite proliferations I'm going to get are going to get a lot bigger once I have the Barracks Respite Ring or the Aberrant's Hooves, and then maybe even I'm going to opt in for the Black Flame Ring. But I'm not entirely too sure, and since I know how freaking ridiculous these monsters get in this realm, I'm really considering what is going, like my defense going to look like at some point, right? I mean, every defense comes with a certain amount of investment for obvious reasons. And at the moment, I still like kind of get the feeling that maybe the way that I want to play is maybe a mind over matter agnostic build with Divine Flash and like max dodge and 100% spell suppression or something like that. Sounds ridiculous, but I think in this league we really have to like up our defense game to actually make something good out of it, right? As you see, boss damage, absolutely no problem. Now with this version, dude, it's so much difference to the other version that I had with like the Flame Slinger, even though it was playable as the Flame Slinger, right? But dude, with the fireball cast speed or the delayed damage, it was just, I just didn't enjoy it. I know there's a lot of people say Armageddon Brand Ignite is like really good, or the on-hit as Chieftain and whatnot. But personally, I love brands. It's not about the brands. I really love the brand playstyle. But this delayed damage with Ignites, you just activate your skill and then you have to wait a second until something happens, you know? And at this point, you're probably dead because you're just running into a pack of monsters. So it felt really, really bad, and that's why I just I'm super happy that now I have the fireburst going and now I have a lot of fun playing, and that's why I almost streamed like 14 hours today. But yeah, that's pretty much the showcase. As you see, no problems whatsoever. I'm not sure how it's gonna look like once we go into the higher yellow tiers, because I did already do a couple yellow tiers, or how it's going to look like once we go into high tier. But as you saw in the highlight clips, the bosses and so on, like damage-wise, we're totally fine and set up. And maybe tomorrow we're gonna hit my gems at level 20, then I'm gonna get quality. They're currently on level 18. But yeah, we're gonna see how things are going to work out, and the path of building link of the current build is in the description below if you want to check the current state out. And then we're gonna find out, oh, I actually just spawned the next Conqueror, PogChamp. And then we're gonna see how it develops in the future days. Good. What else did I do? I said I want to get the maps done, the campaign done. I want to get the first maps and maybe like 1 or 2 extra laps, and I did that. I'm currently on 3 laps done. I could do the Uber lap as soon as I find a trial and actually get my offering, then I will probably do that too. I feel confident enough with Fireburst to do that, and then I still need to like revamp my gear. I need better gear, like, you know, like these kind of items, there's no life on here. There's a Piranha's Blast, and this every single piece here is self-found, you know? It's not like that I invested something into PoE trade and then actually bought some good items. This is really utterly trash gear, and I currently farmed up to, I think, like 50 chaos or something. 51 chaos. So tomorrow, once I get my ring or the boots, and maybe Black Flame, who knows, it's currently like 2 exalts or something, like completely ridiculous. Gonna drop down for sure. And maybe like get these core items to actually be able to farm, and then we can invest into the rare items, because I think the Fireburst had, like, for me, like such a high priority that I just completely ignored the rest of the stuff. And usually it's about getting res capped, right? But since I run Purity of Elements, I'm res capped, and so I did not bother with my stuff at all. I mean, I have still 4.4k life just because I have so much life on my tree. So if I would revamp the character, I probably could easily get like 6k life with the with some gear changes overall. Good. What's the plan for the next day? For day number 2 is basically, yeah, push into maps. I want to get at least, yeah, probably like 50 completion, maybe even getting Awaken of 4, maybe getting some stuff done here, right? Maybe starting some Delve. You know, I'm not stressing myself over here, since I know I always want to do the League Start complete, like all the maps and Cyrus and Awakener 8 in the first week. Now, since the Atlas is like 33% smaller, it should be a lot faster to spawn a Conqueror. Like, this is like the 5th Conqueror already, and I didn't even focus on them, and I spawned one here as well, right? So I hope it's going to get a better curve here when it comes to the mapping progress, so I don't have to buy a lot of maps. Good. Is there anything else that I need to mention? Oh yeah, you guys were asking about the MTX. It's still the Midnight Pack, the entire set. That was the combined mystery boxes from last league that I'm still running, and I still enjoy that with the Soulkeeper, Demigod weapon, and the rest like Automaton, Nightfall, whatever, Dragon Hunter, Herald effect, and that's pretty much it. Good. I'm gonna go to bed now. I deserved some rest. As I said, this league is horrible when it comes to like it's so rippy. I don't know how people are doing that in hardcore. But now, since I have some hope with Fireburst, tomorrow's stream gonna be a lot like more positive, hopefully, because like as I said, that was today a complete emotional roller coaster. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.